Welcome to a special Monday afternoon session of Learn with Sawgrass. We normally go live on Tuesday afternoons and Wednesday mornings, but this week we have the one session today on Monday. And I'm your host, Rhonda. I'm the Education Manager here at Sawgrass. So whether you're joining us live or whether you're joining us recorded later, welcome. This month has been all about Christmas in July, helping you prepare to sell for this holiday season, whether you're selling a lot or whether you're just selling a few things. We want to get you all set and ready to go. So our last session today is going to be all about customer service. So one of my favorite topics on the planet, we're going to talk about engaging customers, finding customers, and retaining customers. So I'm calling this from first contact to forever because that's really what it's all about. We talked last week a lot about social selling and selling online and how important it is to have, for people to build trust in you. And that's going to continue into this week as we talk about gaining and retaining customers. So let's go ahead and join right in. All right, so here are some essentials for gaining customers. First of all, and this goes back to what I say over and over and over again, is you need a business plan. You need to sit down and really think about it. And one of the things you need to do is you need to know who your ideal customer is, who it is that you are trying to recruit. You need to define them clearly. Who are they? What do they need? What do they value? And then you're going to create buyer personas to tailor your marketing and messaging to them. So knowing who you're selling to helps you know how to market to them, how to message them, where they are, and how to reach them. You need to have a very clear value proposition. What are you doing that no one else is? I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you go on to a lot of the sites, they'll tell you all these ways to make money by customizing products. And they typically tell you the top 5 things to sell and what to put on them. If everyone does the same 5 products, then the market is full of those things. So you need to find your niche, your spot where you can specifically focus, your spot, that need that you specifically can meet. I've said it. I am always at the ice rink. Spent my whole weekend there this weekend. So whether it's stuff for hockey parents or skating parents or even curlers, I know those people and I know what they need. I know what gloves they need. I know what seat warmers they need. I know what blankets they need. So that would be a market that I could really meet their needs because I'm part of it. And I know what it's like to be at the rink on the weekend. I know what water bottles are going to be popular. So that's what you need to do. What makes you different? Whether it's custom products, whether it's fast shipping, whether it's personalization, make that clear in everything you do. And then I said it last week, I'll say it again this week. Highlight the benefits, not the features. You don't describe this ornament by saying, wooden ornament with string and customizable design on it, or name. I guess you probably would say name printed on it if we were just talking about the features. But the benefits. This is a beautiful wooden ornament with the bark on it that's going to fit in your live Christmas tree, and then it has the string that makes it feel very homey and allows you to attach it with no issue. And then it's customizable so you can cater this to whoever you want to have it. That's your benefits, that's your feature, or that's your benefits. Not just like describing the features in a car. You want to tell them why this is special, why this is unique, and why this meets their needs. You want to build a strong online presence. Now, if you didn't check out our workshops last week, please do. Just go to our YouTube page and under live, you'll see them. They're in Learn with Sawgrass as well. You're really going to get some good tips on this, on marketing online there, but also check out our newest podcast, Ink Differently. You can find that on Apple Music, Amazon Music, and on Spotify. Check out the latest edition of Ink Differently. Brett Buell, who is on our social media marketing team here, sat down with me for that interview. It's got some great tips on marketing your business. But you want to build that strong online presence. Whether that's a website, whether that's a selling platform like Etsy or Spotify, you want it to look professional. You want to make it easy to navigate. You also, of course, have the ability to sell within the My Sawgrass store if you are in the U.S. And then the other thing you want to make sure and do is you want to have an active social media profile that shows your products, your processes, and your personality. And where you're going to be on social media really depends on your target customer. Different people are going to be more likely to be found in different social media platforms. So kind of know that, and that's going to help you target where you want to focus. You want to leverage social proof. Encourage and display customer reviews, testimonials, and then that user-generated content. Photos of people using or wearing your product are great to have. It just makes them feel valuable to you, and then it also is a good way for people to see other real people using your product. You want to show before and afters. You want to show happy customer photos. Unboxing videos. We talked last week again about samples. Have people, when you send them samples, show them pulling it out of the bag or the box and their excitement on getting it. All of these are great ways to recruit new customers and help build that trust because they see your loyal customer base. You also want to use lead generation tools. I know that's scary. I know that's big. Even if you're a home-based business who just sells a little bit, not really a scary thing at all. It's really just about getting emails, collecting emails so you have that email list. If you want to offer something free or valuable, whether it's a sample, whether it's a catalog or a guide, whether it's a discount, in exchange for getting an email. Use email capture forms on your site and also in your social bios. And we're going to dive a lot more deeper into this collecting emails in just a minute. You want to give people an incentive to buy from you. Whether that be first-time buyer discounts, whether that be free shipping, free bonus items. I am a huge fan of a buy two, get one free. Any of these really encourage people to buy and to buy more. And then, of course, limited time offers. Products that are only available for a few days create urgency. They cannot wait. It's that deadline-driven behavior of, I only have until X time to get this. It's very rare. So those limited time offers are really great as well. You want to use content to attract them. So whether it's in educational content or inspiring content like tutorials, behind the scenes looks are great, or tips relevant to your product, all of these are things that draw people in. As we said last week, about 80% of your content should not be just products. Only about 20% should be what you're selling. Everything else should be, whether it's user-generated content, whether it's polls that you're doing, whether it's behind the scenes. All of these are things that you should be doing with about 80% of your content, only 20% being the actual products you're selling. This could be blog posts, this could be videos, this could be social reels, answering any questions they may have, and then sparking their curiosity. So you want people to know who you are, what your principles are that drive you, and how you go about making your product. All of this is just as important as posting your products. Now, we talked about that email list, and I wanted to kind of veer off of social for a minute because I know that a lot of people, whether it's word of mouth selling, whether it's selling at local shows, or whether it's selling at holiday markets, there's a lot of face-to-face contact with personalization. So I wanted to kind of give you some ways that you can build your email list. One of the things you definitely want to do is offer an incentive to sign up. It could be a discount on today's purchase, sign up and get 10% off. It could be a mini product or a sticker if you give us your information. You could be entering into a giveaway, win a free tumbler or whatever it may be. It could be early access to new products or events. So if you're in the spring, give us your email list. We'll give you early access to what we're offering for Christmas. One of the best ways I've ever seen someone do this is I was at a show with a family that did coloring books and markers, and you could write down your suggestion of what their next set of colors should be. They did specific colored pencil sets. And if you put, what you wanted them to theme the colored pencil set after, you'd give them their email and then they would pick a winner. This also works with a number of products in a jar. Guess how many of something is in the jar. With us, it could be keychains or whatever. Whoever gets closest wins, but they have to give you their name and their email to enter. So any of those are great ways to give an incentive to sign up. You also want to make sure that it's quick and easy. You may have a tablet or a phone available with a form open. Some good ones out there are MailChimp, Flowdesk, or ConvertKit. Or you can use paper sign-up sheets, but have very clear forms or fields, name and email. Don't put a lot of information they need to give you, just a couple of little things. Keep it neat, keep it organized. You may have a clipboard with the list on for them to put it on. And of course have that privacy disclaimer. We'll never share or sell your email address. You also want to create a sign that grabs attention. Join our VIP list. Get 15% off your first online order. Love what you see, get updates, discounts, and more. So something that's eye-catching that stands out at your booth. The reason we're early this week is I am actually going to be at a trade show, and I printed our signage just a little bit ago. And so those things that are going to bring people in and get their attention that we're going to display, I have already printed and pressed that today to pack in my luggage. Another cool tip is a QR code. You want to display a QR code that links to your sign-up form. You can place it on a tabletop stand or next to a checkout. For a bonus is included in your packaging, whether that's on your receipt, whether that's your extras or your hang tags. So this is one that we did for a trade show last year. We were giving away a printer. So this actually, we talked about this last week with our samples workshop. This was the front. So this is an adorable ornament that reminds people about where they went. But the back side was the entry form. So they have this cool ornament that they can display, but at the same time, and please don't click on the code because it's not going to take you anywhere. This is long gone. But this was something they could have that they could scan and enter, and they didn't have to stay in the booth. So while there were lots of other people, they could take this away and do this later, or they could step to the side and do it. So it makes life a lot easier, and it's another sample, another way to get something that you made into their hands. And for us, it's a great way to show one of the wonderful things you can make with Sawgrass, which of course is Christmas ornaments. So great little giveaway, but also having that QR code. I actually did the same thing today. One of our giveaways this week is going to be a mug. The mug has a QR code that goes directly back to our website. You want to train yourself to remind people to provide their email so it comes naturally. When chatting with customers, if you'd like to keep up with my new releases or get a coupon, you can sign up right here. We have a monthly email with tips, sales, and fresh designs want in. So just kind of add it to your spiel and get used to saying it, and then you'll never forget it, and you'll always remember to do it. Now, remembering reminds me, I forgot to tell you that Rhodes is in the chat, so if you have any comments, any tips that you have on the topic, or any questions, please feel free to put those in the chat, and Rhodes will be glad to answer those. And he'll let me know if there's anything I need to address. Rhodes, are we all good?
We are all caught up on questions.
All right. So you can also capture info from buyers automatically. Ask if they want to join your list at checkout. Use a POS system that allows email capture like Square or Spotify. You also can include a link or QR code to your list in their printed or emailed receipt. So there's lots of ways to kind of automatically ask for this and get their information. When you do get emails from people, make sure that you're following up quickly. You're sending a thank you email soon after the event. You're including a special offer, helpful tips, or a preview of what's coming next. Reinforce the value of being on your list. Let them know that you're going to be at several shows this Christmas season, and if they sign up, you'll keep them updated on where you're going to be. I do this all the time. I'll go to shows, I'll see things that I want to buy, and I'll keep walking, and then I don't get back there. If I know where you're going to be next, now I can catch you. I don't have that buyer's remorse, and I can get that perfect product that I want. All right, so we've talked about gaining customers. We've talked about building your email list, and that moves us right into the next section, which is the essentials for keeping customers. Because it's not enough to find new customers, returning customers are your bread and butter. So one of the most important things is delivering a memorable experience. Fast shipping, thoughtful packaging, and handwritten thank you notes go a long way. I've talked about it. I have a friend who has a small business. He always puts a thank you note. Not only was it important to me, I see his social media. I see that other people have commented on their thank you notes too. So just that little bit. You also can include what I always call lagniappe, that surprise or bonus in the order to exceed expectations. It's very economical to get a package of bookmarks, of keychains, of magnets, and have those on hand. Make something, put that QR code on it, and drop it in there so they can reach out to you and buy more later on. So any of these are great things. It's the Christmas season. We're talking about Christmas in July. Christmas ornaments, again, get a nice package of the sublimation metal ornaments, make those and put them in, and then put your QR code or your company name on the back. And it's just another way that you can give them something that surprises them and brings them joy, but also gets you a little bit of advertising in as well. So it's all about creating that memorable experience. You also want to make sure that you stay in touch. You want to do regular, helpful email updates. Not anything spammy, not anything crazy, not too often, but just making sure that you're sending regular email updates with tips, new products, exclusive deals. Doesn't have to be daily, doesn't even have to be weekly. Whether it's twice a month or a month, that's just enough for them to remember that you're there and not put too much in their email box. You also can use a CRM or email tool to help you break things into segments and to personalize, so that the email that a family with small children is getting may not be the same email that a senior citizen is getting. You can kind of gear it. Who buys travel stuff from you? Who buys kids stuff from you? Who buys sports stuff from you? And you can kind of customize that email so they're seeing things that kind of wet their whistle and apply to them. You also want to make sure that you're rewarding loyalty. Loyalty programs like punch cards or exclusive discounts for repeat buyers are amazing. You also can offer early access to new products or secret sales. One of my favorite products ever did this. They had a sale only for people on their mailing list. They had it twice a year. It was a warehouse sale. And actually, I've had a couple of these over the years that I've got some really great deals. And it was exclusive to their customers. So people who were on their email list, people who bought from them in the last year. And it's exclusively for them. It may be specific items that are only geared to people or only available to people. Anything that's limited and not everyone can get is a big draw, especially in our society today where we do grab bags and all of these things. You really want to kind of have something special for the people who buy from you regularly. Remember to ask for and use feedback. Send follow-up emails to ask about their experience. And then use the feedback to improve your process and show your customers that you listened. That occasional social media post or that email that says, hey, we heard you, we've changed our packaging, we've changed this or that to better accommodate you, we've started offering this because you really wanted it. When someone feels heard, they feel involved, and they are going to be even more loyal to you. So use the feedback that you get. I saw it this weekend on social media. Someone complained in a review about a restaurant. The restaurant owner went to the staff, found out that the person was telling the truth, and he apologized on social media, on Instagram, to that person and to anyone else who'd had the experience. Those kind of things go so far, because when your review, when your feedback is heard, that's where loyalty comes from. You want to make sure that you're creating a community, whether it's a Facebook group, whether it's a private community, or you are just using that user-generated content with branded hashtags. People like to feel like they're part of your story and a part of your business and a part of your family. They love that. And again, it's all about that loyalty. I refer all the time to who I call the friends of Sawgrass, those of you who join us regularly, who are always there for us, who are willing to beta test things. Those friends of Sawgrass, I adore you all, and I'm so thankful for being able to reach out to you and get your assistance when I need it, whether it's feedback, whether it's help in some other way. I just thank you always for showing up. And that's so important when you build a business, no matter how big, that you have those friends and family who are so loyal to you and what you're doing. All right, you also want to make sure that you're following up personally, especially with high value customers, which to me is everybody. You're checking in, you're personally thanking them. Get into the habit of sending emails for birthdays or sending anniversary discounts based on purchase date. Those kind of things go a long way. I always love when I get an email that says, hey, we haven't heard from you in a while. It makes me go, oh, they noticed I'm missing. And so it does make me more likely to buy from them again. You want to make sure that you're staying consistent and you're staying on brand. Customers return to brands they trust. So whether you're posting on social, whether it's how you act when you're in a booth at a show, you want to be consistent with your voice, with your quality and with your level of service. All right, I hope this has helped. I hope I've given you some tips on offering customer service. Rhodes, do we have anything in the...
Real quick, can you remind everyone what the name of our podcast is?
Yeah, our podcast is Ink Differently.
Thank you. But other than that, we are caught up.
Awesome. So we do the podcast. It's basically every other week. So we did one last week. We do it the second and fourth Friday of the month. So last one was with Brett Buell. Our next one is going to be a really cool one on designing with Lindsay Sports. So you're going to see that in the end of next week. So that's it for us this week. You will see some great quick tips, probably a couple of extra quick tips from Rhodes this week. But that's all for me. I will be traveling, but look for some content from that, hopefully. And we thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed Christmas in July. We have some great things planned for August, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.